Hey everybody, it's Chise here. Well, it's that time of year again. The new logo for the next Precure series has finally been released. As of today, or I guess yesterday, by the time I'm recording this, it's past midnight. But as of today, the new logo has been released, and all the chaos is already happening. Everybody's already making their theories, telling us what they want to have happen. Chaos, dude. It happens every year. And I wanted to make this video to talk about my theories, hopes, opinions. So, hope you guys enjoy. And I guess obligatory, groundwork. This is unscripted, because last time I did one of these, and it was scripted, it sounded terrible. And I apologize if my chair squeaks a bunch. This chair is the squeakiest thing in existence, and no matter how much I try to stop it, it doesn't stop. So if you hear a squeaking in the background, that's probably my chair, and I apologize in advance. But I think that's it, so let's get into my thoughts and opinions about the new logo for the new Precure series. Here is the logo for the 2024 Precure series. It is called, as you can see, Wonderful Precure, or Wonderful Precure. As those of you who are Precure fans can probably tell, this logo, stylistically speaking, or structurally, I don't know, but it is a lot simpler looking than this year's series, Hirogaru Sky Precure. And that's fine. I think this, as a simple logo, works really well. Kind of wish they did more with, the bow-looking thing in the back, but I still think it's a really nice logo, and I love how cute and just, bouncy it is. It just, kind of gives me a bouncy feeling, if that makes sense. But, I mean, I don't know. I really like the look of the logo. It's not as detailed, sure, but I think it's still no pun intended, wonderful logo. As for the amount of cures, their colors, or whatever, let's talk about that. So most people so far are they're theorizing that it's either going to be a team of 4 cures total or 6. Personally, I'm leaning more towards it likely being 4, but that's just me. So, if we were to have 4 cures, I would think it would probably be pink, or the characters would probably have color schemes of pink, purple, green, and blue. And I'm getting this from the back part of the logo, that bow-looking thing, where you can see the pink, the purple, the blue, and the green, obviously. There are some people who are also thinking it could be a team of 5 cures. They're not as many, but people are saying that. So if we were to get 5 cures, I could see the logo, or the color schemes of the characters being pink, purple, blue, yellow, and green, or maybe a teal, like Cure Milky, which I'm getting from the lettering of the Wonderful and Precure, because the characters go pink, purple, that tealish blue, yellow, and that green character, so that's where I'm getting that. And for 6 cures, people are thinking the color schemes would be pink, purple, blue, yellow, green, and orange, which again are coming from the lettering, and that middle one you can see the poot of Precure is orange. So that's where people are getting their ideas for colors. I'm kind of hoping for a 4 cure team with the pink, purple, blue, and green, but it's not guaranteed. These are just kind of speculation. I just don't really want a cure, or a team of 6 cures. I feel like that would be way too much. Although, I wouldn't hate it, of course. So, operating under the assumption that there would be 4 cures, I, right now, and a lot of other people, see this as this series starting out with a duo, similar to Mahotsukai Precure, where they had Magical and Miracle starting as the duo, and then they had Felice join at episode 20, the midpoint area of the season. So I think it would be something like that, maybe more similar to Happiness Charged, where you had Lovely and Princess at the beginning, Honey joining at episode 10, 9-ish, and then Cure Fortune technically joining the team and revealing her identities at episode 18, 19, 20. So I feel like if it was a team of 4 cures, I could see the pink and the purple cure being the starting duo. And I'm getting that from the fact that the pink and the purple parts of the bow in the background of the logo are the largest. And then if you look under at the English portion of the logo, on the left side you can see a pink paw print, and on the or on the right, you can see the purple paw print, which also lines up with the bow. And so because that's kind of a prominent color choice, I think it could be a starting pink and purple duo with the two other cures joining later in the season, saying like the blue cure joins at like episode 10 and then the green cure joins at episode 20 or something. I don't know. I'm just whatever the timeline of the cures joining, I'm thinking the starting duo, if there was one, would definitely be pink and purple. Again, we don't really know. This is all speculation. But I do think it is important to keep in mind that it is still very possible for us to get, for a 4-cure season, a starting trio of pink, blue, and yellow, and then getting a different color such as purple later on. Because we've kind of seen a pattern for a while where every time Toei does an experimental season in terms of color schemes, themes, character design, after an experimental season, they always seem to go back to their like old reliable of pink, blue, yellow, like character colors. Like you had Star Twinkle, which was pink, greenish, teal, yellow, purple, and blue, or I guess Cosmos Rainbow, but whatever. You had that. That was a really unique color scheme. And then Heal and Good, they just went back to pink, blue, yellow, and purple. Then for Tropical Rouge, you had a rainbow cure as the lead. You had then purple, yellow, red, and blue. And the next year in Delicious Party, you went back to pink, blue, yellow, arguably purple if you want to call Finale purple. But it's like they seem to always go back to old reliable type color schemes. So it's kind of important to keep in mind that we don't know for sure what the color schemes will be because Tropical Rouge's logo, Delicious Party's logo, Heal and Good's logo, those didn't actually give us that good of a clue as to what the color schemes were. Delicious Parties was very rainbow heavy on the colors. There wasn't a very clear indication of the exact colors. And while I think this one's a little more clear, I don't think I don't think we can definitively say it's not going to be a starting pink, blue, and yellow trio. I don't know. I feel just like because Hirogaru Sky was an experimental season in so many ways, I think it's safe to assume that it is still very likely we get a pink, blue, yellow starting trio. And I don't know. That's just the thought. Not entirely certain, but not. You know what I mean. So moving on from the characters and potential amount of them and color schemes and whatnot, let's talk about the theme. So obviously a lot of people have already noticed that there's going to be a pretty clear animal theme to this season. Some are speculating it could be pets and what pets mean to people, or other people are saying it's specifically going to be about dogs. But, I mean, I don't think it's specifically about dogs. I don't want it to be specifically about dogs. But we'll just operate under the assumption that it is just generally an animal-themed season. And people are getting that, of course, from the dog tail that's present in the exclamation mark, the cat ears on the part of the Precure, and then right next to the English part of the logo, you have the two paw prints. So it's pretty obvious that this will have at least a motif or a theme of animals. Another hint at, like, the dogs part specifically, you kind of have to have a little bit of Japanese knowledge, but, you know, in English we have, like, the onomatopoeia sound for a dog's noise is bark, woof, stuff like that. In Japanese, the onomatopoeia is one. You would say one, 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 would be barking for a dog. And so people are noticing that when you say wonderful Precure and you pronounce it in Japanese, it's wonderful Precure. So one da-furu Precure. So it's kind of, people are noticing it's like a sort of a little play on words and like an intentional pun, maybe. Kind of like Hirogaru Sky, where Hirogaru, if you stretch it out, sounds like Hirogaru, Hero Girl, which is another theme of Hirogaru Sky. So it's probably like a intentional pun on, or play on words, which I think is kind of cool. So that's another thing people are noticing may hint at the dog theme specifically. If the season is generally pet themed, and say each cure will have a different animal as her theme, think like Kira Kira Precure a la mode. Each character had a different animal theme: whip, bunny, custard, squirrel, gelato, lion. You know, they each had their different animal theme. So say that's a similar thing here. I think for sure the lead cure would have a dog theme to her. She would have like dog ears and a dog tail in her cure form. She would have a pet dog. She would really love dogs, and she would talk about that all the time. I think for sure that would be the thing for the lead cure. As for the other ones, I'm not quite sure. I think it could probably be one of them would be cat themed, maybe a rabbit theme, a bird theme, like animals that you would commonly see as pets. But I don't know. I think in terms of mascots, if other people are speculating that it'll be another season where each character has their own mascot, but I'm leaning more towards there just being like two mascots for the whole group, kind of like in Star Twinkle with Fua and Prunes. Sorry. Um, I think it would probably be two mascots, one a dog, one a cat, if we were to have two mascots. Oh, you just heard my chair squeak. I had to change positions because my foot was falling asleep. So if the chair gets squeakier now, I apologize. But back to the theorizing, I guess. One thing a lot of people have picked up on that you may not know if you don't know a lot about Japanese, the words are written in hiragana instead of katakana. Every single Pretty Cure logo has always had the Japanese part of the logo written in katakana, except for Mahotsukai and Hirogaru Sky, where the Mahotsukai part was written in kanji, and then the Hirogaru part was written in hiragana. But those two logos still had Purikua written in katakana. However, in Wonderful Precure's logo, both Wandafuru and Purikua are written in hiragana. We don't know why. I don't know why this may be. There is some speculation about what this may mean. I don't I mean, personally, I don't think it's really significant. I think it's just a stylistic choice. And I think Ayumi on Twitter agrees with me. They put out this thing from Discord. This is what they were kind of thinking about it. I don't know if it's significant. I don't know. It's just really interesting because this is literally the first logo in the entire franchise that is completely written in hiragana. And then I guess for as for like other potential themes, I'm not really sure. I saw some other people thinking like friendship would be a theme, which is vague at the moment, but I think it's maybe specifically like what friends mean to you, maybe what animal friendships mean to you, and how important they can be. I don't know. I think it's kind of vague right now. I don't know what other themes besides animals we could have yet. But I don't know, friendship I guess is a theme. And the evidence towards this is the season's like catchphrase that's kind of been put up on the preliminary website is minna nakayoshi, wonderful. And this translates to everyone is friends, wonderful. And again, people have noticed that the one part could be indicating dogs, so it could translate to like woof, derful. I don't know that's a thing, but so that translation of everybody's friends, wonderful, kind of hints towards the friendship theme. But I don't personally I don't know of any other potential themes because I think this is the logo's vague in that aspect. But I think it's also kind of important to remember other logos have been like that as well, where Star Twinkle, for example, you could very clearly see the space motifs, the stars and whatnot, and but like the imagination side of things was not really hinted at in that logo. So it's probably not something we'll find out till we get more series information in January. And I did see at least a couple people on Twitter today speculating that maybe this will be a season where the Cures like run their own store in their free time, or maybe the like series mascot, if they have a human form, will run their own store, kind of like how Harry in Hugto kind of ran that store. I think it's been a while since I watched Hugto. Don't get mad at me if I got that wrong. But like he, I think ran his own like beauty shop. Uh, Maybe the Cures will have something like that this time around. I'm not quite sure, but that's another thing I saw people mentioning. I think that's all I really wanted to discuss on like the themes and the characters and whatnot. So now I want to get into the last section, which is just some of the things I hope to see in the series. So in terms of say character designer, I would really love to see Yufu Kyoko come back and design this season. Granted, it's not really likely because she just did Delicious Party, and that's only like 2 years later. So it's not very likely that she will return, but I would love to see it because she has my favorite art style and way of drawing the characters from the entire franchise. I just love the way she draws the characters, their eyes and their I don't know. There's something just special about her style that I really love. So I would love to see her come back, even if it's unlikely. Although I guess we can remember Akira Takahashi returned in the same time frame. He did Sweet Pretty Cure and then he did Doki Doki Pretty Cure, which was like 2 seasons apart. So it's possible, just very unlikely. I would also like to see maybe Miyamoto Emiko return, who did Mahotsukai. I really love their art style as well. Or maybe, even though it's very unlikely, see Kagawa Hisashi return. They did Fresh Pretty Cure. Those are three I would really like to see return, although I don't know who it'll be, of course. And in terms of like a first time character designer, I would absolutely adore it if Itaoka were a character designer. He's done a lot of animating work for the franchise. He's animated Cure Sky's transformation, Cure Precious's, Cure Summers, Cure Earth's, Cure Milky's, like so many. He's done a lot of animation work, and he was the animation director for Pretty Cure All Stars F. So I would love to see him actually get to design the characters for a season one time. I don't know. I don't know if he'll be able to do it because he is kind of busy being like a very involved animator, but I would love to see Itaoka design the characters for a season someday. For the OPs and or the openings and the endings, I would love to see Ami Ishii continue to be involved in the franchise. I've loved her singing her work on the Hirogaru Sky songs. She has one of my favorite openings of this franchise, and I love the duet style for Hirogarism, the first ending with her and Shihaya Yoshitake. I love Aime Ishii, and I would love to see her continue to be a part of the franchise. So I would like to see her seeing either the opening or maybe one or both of the endings. Whatever it is, I just want to see her be involved. If Ami Ishii doesn't end up singing the opening, I would like to see it be sung by Chihaya Yoshitake, because she has not sung an opening yet. She's done so many endings. She did both the Star Twinkle ones. She did the both the Tropical Rouge ones, the second one being also a duet with Ria Kitagawa. She did the first Delicious Party ending. She did both of the Hirogaru Sky endings. It's like, I want to see her sing an opening. I love her in the endings, but I want to see her do an opening. I feel like that would be really cool for her. I would also just like to see Ria Kitagawa come back. I feel like she hasn't gotten much to do since Tropical Rouge, really, or even Healing Good, arguably, but I don't know. I would, before the Kitagawa would come back, I would like to see Chihaya Yoshitake sing an opening, and I just want more Ami Ishii, please. Otherwise, in terms of like voice actors, I don't really have any big wants for the Cures because I'm honestly not really well versed in female voice actors in Japan, so I don't have any specific people I would like to see voice the Cures. But for villains, I have been waiting so long to just see Hiroshi Kamiya or Daisuke Ono as villains. I need those two to voice a villain someday. It is so long overdue in the franchise to have them voice a villain. They would be perfect. And I tell you, if they were villains, I would make those villain characters my entire personality for the rest of my life. Those two have some of my favorite voices in the entire anime industry, and I just need them to be in Pretty Cure. Like, my favorite characters that I know of them, like, Hiroshi Kamiya did Levi in Attack on Titan. Daisuke Ono did Erwin. Those are two of my favorite characters in that show. So I want to see them do Pretty Cure too, because that's another one of my favorite shows. It just... Can you tell this is something I'm passionate about? I just want to see these two be in Pretty Cure. It's like they haven't yet. And someone on Twitter I saw said, like, they agreed with me, like, it is long overdue for them to be a part of this franchise. So here's to hoping we at least get one of them this year. I have definitely been hoping for it every year since Star Twinkle, but, like, maybe this is our year. Probably not, but we'll see. And I think that about does it for this video and my thoughts on the wonderful Pretty Cure logo. As always, I am very excited for this new series. I always love seeing the new character designs. I love being able to design my own cures for the series and maybe pass them off as fake leaks. We'll we'll see what I do with that. But I like being able to predict what I think the designs could look like. I like seeing the official designs. I like seeing the story. I like seeing all the voice actors. And I'm just excited for all this new information to come out and then for the new season to start. Because while I love Hirogaru Sky, there's always something awesome about something new and shiny and something to look forward to. So I'm really looking forward, of course, to Wonderful Precure, Wonderful Precure, and I don't know. This is all, everything I've said in this video is pretty much just speculation, but it'll be kind of fun to see how much of this was correct. I watched my old Tropical Rouge prediction video, and some of my predictions there were correct, so we'll just have to wait and see. But if you guys would like to check out any of my other content, I have a TikTok, I have Twitter, I have DeviantArt, which I'm not really using now for reasons. Just any important links if you would like to follow me on other sites, I will leave those down in the description below, so please check them out. And I think that's it. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Have fun, don't die.